Hello, everyone, and welcome to Did She Just Say Chakra? It's our brand new podcast that Stacy and I are starting, and we are super excited to be here.
Well, Nicole and I maybe only met about a year ago. It feels like we've known each other a lifetime. Nicole is one of my healers, I like to say, as I have gone on this journey of self-discovery and healing over the last year. As a recovering educator, I served as an associate principal for the last 10 years. Unfortunately, have suffered from some concussions, and so that's what brings me here today. What about you, Nicole?
Yeah, so I am a holistic health, intuitive health practitioner in the Valley Junction area in Des Moines. I've been doing it about 8 years, and I too share a journey of what brought me here. And I'll talk about a little bit about this later, but went through a pretty traumatic divorce in 2011. My health plummeted. I was a single mom of 3 boys, and it took a lot to get back into a healthy, happy state. And so that's what we're here for, right? We are going to share our journeys. We are going to share these amazing resources, the unbelievable amount of resources we have in Des Moines, both Eastern and Western medicine, alternative medicine. It is incredible. There are so many amazing practitioners out there.
And it sounds kind of like Nicole and I are the Brady Bunch. She has 3 boys, I have 3 girls. So, think about that old song, The Brady Bunch, when you think about us.
We bring it all to the table. But along with those practitioners, we are going to share resources for you to use, books that we've used, tools that we've learned along the journey, maybe ancient traditions that are out there, maybe a little woo-woo thrown in there as well. Anything I'm missing?
No, I think what's been really cool is I counted up on Saturday at an event that I have 13 different guides that I've been working with over the last year. And some I see regularly, some I see occasionally, but each brings a different part to the table. And I think it'll be really fun to share those with you guys as we go throughout the next weeks on our podcast here.
Yes, our intentions are to be raw, to be vulnerable, to share our growth and our journeys with you so we can help others out there that are maybe going through some of the same struggles that we are, or the people that we're meeting along the way. And we're going to go to different businesses in the area, different coffee shops, different cool places, and highlight some of those. So we plan to have some fun.
We do have fun. We swear a little, we laugh a lot, and we love a lot.
Yes. So we are so excited to have you here and to join us on this journey. So welcome and enjoy.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. We're so glad you tuned in to our first podcast. I'm Stacy. I am currently a stay-at-home mom to 3 girls who happen to all be in school. So stay-at-home mom, what does that really mean, I guess, at that point? 2 middle schoolers and a high schooler. I am fortunate enough to be starting a business, Radiate Light, and partnering with my friend Nicole here on this podcast.
Yes, we are starting a new journey together, and I am so excited. And part of that journey is Did She Just Say Chakra? So we are so excited about bringing all of this information to you, these tools, these resources, these awesome Des Moines businesses that we are encountering every day in our journey. And that's why we're here, right? The purpose of Radiate Light, the purpose of Did She Just Say Chakra, is all about sharing and connections. That is what we want to do today. So join us. Hope you stick around. Listen to the fun podcast we have ahead about New Year's and New Year's resolutions, right?
Or intentions, or manifesting who you want to become.
Exactly. So we're actually ditching New Year's resolutions this year. We are ditching the resolutions, and we are going to be talking about manifesting your best self in 2025.
Yeah.
And for some of you out there, this might seem like it's a little woo-woo-y. That's not abnormal, but it definitely is not woo-woo. It is a very intentional way to create who you want to become in 2025 and moving forward.
Yeah. I'll say I started my journey down this potential woo-woo path over the last year. You probably heard in the introduction, I am a recovering elementary educator. I received 6 concussions, started my path with some Reiki healing, and I have just been dabbling in different practices over the last year and manifesting who I want to become. And that's what I look forward to doing with you all here with Did She Just Say Chakra?
And I love that you're bringing that to the table, like that authentic journey, like, because it's still fresh and going for you. And so people will be able to watch your journey, relate to things, use the resources that you're using and the tools, and just learn. But in a fun way, right? We are going to be, the hope is that it's, somewhat serious, but we also want to be fun too.
Little swearing here and there. Can't always stop that, nor can we always censor the funnel or censor what comes out of my mouth. So sorry about that. But we do. We hope that you enjoy listening to us once a week on Wednesdays at 11:11.
Yes, awesome. And just a little bit about me. I've been in the holistic health industry for about 8 years now. I do what's called nutritional response testing. It's a very alternative way to just supporting the body energetically, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of those things. I also do Reiki, emotion code, and some other things. I have that to bring to the table, and my journey as well. As we talked about in the intro, I in 2011, things went downhill fast for me with my health, and it was a journey. It was such a journey to get to where I am now. But looking back on it, I'm so grateful for the things that did happen, because it's brought me to where I am today, meeting you, this podcast, all of these fun things. So, all right. So, honestly, I think in talking about setting intentions for 2025 and becoming our most authentic self, let's jump into, I think, reflecting on 2024, right? Because I think this is a big part of setting goals for 2025. Before we do that, we need to reflect on 2024 and what happened. And I think you're going to talk a little bit about that.
Yep, absolutely. So I think it's important to think about a few main pieces. So first of all, who was in your life? Who were the people in your life that stood by you? And there might be people that you need to let go, and that's okay. People come into our lives for reasons, for seasons, or for a lifetime. So first of all, reflecting on who those people are. Also, what brought you joy? What are those things in your life or events or occasions that you want to keep and that you want to continue with? What didn't work? What drained some energy? For me, I have learned that I'm a huge empath, and so I have to be mindful when I'm around a lot of people and how I'm going to put up some boundaries. I've worked a lot on boundaries this last year, which has been very helpful for me. And then what are some accomplishments? What are things that you want to really celebrate? And then what are you going to do about it? How are you going to carry that into the next year with you?
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think it's huge, right? To like those three things. What didn't work in 2024? Let's start with that. Like, what didn't work? What didn't feel aligned? What were your biggest accomplishments? What felt great? What lit you up? And then who were those people that were part of that journey of lighting you up? Who were those people that supported you and that you wanted in your corner? Not the, what do they talk about in our book that we're reading right now? Not the drama. There's a word for them, but it's kind of harsh. But there are people that create drama in your life, and you need to kind of figure out who those people are. And as Stacy said, just, kind of shift away from them and to be with more people that you're aligned with.
Creative suckers, I think, is that word. We're doing the Artist's Way book study. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So back to intentions. So just to define what's different between New Year's resolutions and setting intentions, I would say that the intentions are not restrictive, right? They're not like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Intentions are more something that feels good to you, that inspires you to take action. So like for me, and not 2024, but 2023, it was all about like I want to meet and connect with people that are going to light me up. That was huge for me in 2023. That was an intention that I set. It didn't feel restrictive. It felt like, oh, I can't wait to take steps to do this. And it felt good, right? And maybe you talk a little bit about what because I think you've said that maybe is one of your words for this year.
It is. So my first word, and actually, what I think is important too is that we set New Year's resolutions sometimes for the whole year. And when we set for the whole year, we kind of set ourselves up to fail right there because so much happens over the course of a year. And if we would be more intentional about setting maybe a monthly goal or a monthly word or even weekly goals, because it's okay to have short goals that we set.
Yep.
For me, last weekend I went to a bowl burning ceremony.
Yeah.
And so my word there was to let go of fear. I really hold a lot of fear for things that I can't control. And right there says it. You can't control it. Right. Why do I worry about it? Why do I hold on to that fear? So surrender was my word at first. And then the more I got to thinking about it, I'm like, that didn't really sit well. It wasn't the word that I really wanted to carry all year long. I didn't want to be just surrendering all the time. So then I really thought about, okay, once I surrender, then I'm going to connect. Then I really want to form those connections with people that do make me feel good, that light me up, that make me feel like I'm a better person. Because why wouldn't you want to get out of bed and see those people?
Right, exactly. So what you're saying is we're focusing on, when we're setting these intentions, the very first thing we're going to do is look at, based on 2024, our reflection that we've done there, looking at 2025, how do we want to feel in 2025? This is like the big figuring out those words. So we're not focusing on these little goals right now. Let's first put together what is a one word or a couple words for now, or that you want to have throughout the year for how you want to feel, right? So you want to feel like you don't need as much control. So surrender is a word for you. You want to feel surrendered, free, or connected. Let's talk about, let's maybe use those three words as an example moving forward with what we're doing here. So,
and healthy. Healthy is a big word for me this upcoming year. Mind, body, and spirit.
Yep, I agree. So that's broad, right? It's this feeling. Like, how are we going to get this feeling? So next we're going to put into place inspired action, right? Because intentions are flexible. Intentions are empowering. Intentions are those words that we feel, or based on those words that we are wanting to feel. Okay? So we're going to focus on one word. You want to do connections? You want to do surrender? Connections. Okay. So the word is connection, of how connected is how we want to feel in 2025. So now we're going to create the intentions around that.
Okay. So one of the things that we can do is we can have a vision book.
Love it.
So we chose this vision book just as an idea or a way to get started. And the reason why we chose this one is because it has positive messages throughout. And it also gives us some really clear guidance on ways to have our vision. It gives us a vision mantra, which is something we'll also talk about. One thing that we want to see happen in the next 3 to 12 months. So it gives short goals throughout. And then it also gives us ways that we can create a vision board.
Love it.
Positive words and affirmation, and then a gratitude ritual for our vision that we have. And it gives us different words or phrases or tools to help us in setting up our goals for each different category in our lives. So this is something that Nicole and I are going to do throughout this year, help hold each other accountable to meet
I'm so excited.
Our goals.
I get my book today. I don't have my book yet, but I get it today, so I'm excited. Perfect segue into mantras, right? So we haven't talked about specific intentions yet. We've said our word, connection, connected. Then we're going to actually look at mantras. So in this book, it actually gives you examples of mantras or powerful things that you can say that are going to create this belief, create this shift that you're looking for in order to have those connections. So maybe your mantra is, I am strong. Maybe your mantra is, I am connected. Maybe your mantra is, I am grounded and centered. Choose a couple of those mantras because even before you believe something, right? Oftentimes saying it can start to create that mindset. So if you don't feel connected at this point, or you don't feel surrendered at this point, what can you say? What can you reinforce in your brain that's going to make you almost start that shift subconsciously? I was thinking about this as I was driving here today. Like, I want people to understand, like, a lot of this work that we're doing is rewiring the subconscious as well, right? And as I'm driving today, I dropped Drake off at school, and then I was driving here. And now I kind of have that drive down. And I'm working through this podcast that we're doing. And before you know it, I was here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember getting here. So how did I get here? My subconscious now knows
how to get to Cece's.
Yes. So our subconscious is a lot of times driving the bus when we don't even know it, right? Creating our thoughts, creating our actions, and we don't really know it. So mantras is like that piece that can come in and start shifting that mindset or that subconscious even before we really believe it. Do you agree?
Oh, Nicole, I have goosebumps. So 80% of our thoughts, though, are negative. And so if we intentionally program our mantras and we have those very prescribed, we have them all over the place. I have actually Caitlin, my youngest, for my birthday, she decorated my door with positive affirmations all over.
Oh,
like,
awesome.
You are loved, you are beautiful, you are kind. And so now I have them on my mirror.
Oh.
And so I read them every morning when I get ready. And there's so much power in what we see and what we read. I have words all over my house, as you know.
Yes.
And people are always like, you have so many words all over. And I'm like, because I want people to see good things. When we see good things, we believe good things.
Right. Just having those, like you said, there's a couple different, seeing, speaking it, writing it, those, like, just whatever it is to get those mantras in front of you. I love the putting it on the mirror or putting it in a journal or on your door. That's awesome. And how it's you can wake up, feel shitty and tired and whatever, and you walk into your bathroom and you're like, you read those and you're like, oh, and that feeling of her and the energy she has of loving you, connecting with you. How can that not shift your energy, right?
I know, right?
That gives me goosebumps too.
I know it. And I spent the last year trying to rewire my brain to actually function. And you think about
funny,
it,
but not funny.
But it's true. And I think that really just putting those good thoughts in. We've been, I feel like I'm a book model here or something, right? But one of the books that we've been using is Find Your Mantra. And really trying to be intentional about what do we need to use to find the mantra to find ourselves. What are we using to help with that? And we'll reference these books at the end slide there of our podcast too.
Yep. So just to kind of recap, we've talked about shifting from goal setting or New Year's resolutions to setting intentions. We're finding our word of how we want to feel, creating some mantras that hopefully reinforce those feelings, and then setting intentions based on those feelings that we want. So,
You're so good at recapping. She's so good.
So knowing that, moving into the next step, so setting those intentions, right? We're setting intentions and we're creating these small action steps that are going to reinforce that belief, reinforce what we want to achieve. And so give me, with connection, right? If connection is your word of connected, what are some small steps that you're taking or putting into place that you're writing down that are going to move you towards that goal?
So I've been writing down ways that connecting with people make me feel. So when I meet someone new, for example, how does that make me feel? Or when I'm around those people, so writing down those people who make me feel good or make me feel appreciated or make me feel confident or whatever that feeling is, journaling that. But then also, where do I want to meet people? Where do I want to go or join or connect with new people?
That's awesome. Okay, so you are kind of creating a list of people that you want to connect with, places that you can connect with people. So those are those small steps. And how does it make you feel when you think about that?
Excited. I can't help but smile. And that's, I think, the thing, right? Like,
Right.
I just feel like when I'm doing it, I'm excited. I'm lit up. I'm energized to go out and, like,
Yes.
it's 4 a.m. and I'm journaling and I'm like, who's awake? Who's awake? Who's awake? I mean, you probably get texts. I have friends that are like, get texts at 4 and they're like, seriously, Stacey?
That's awesome. So it's important to think about 3 things when you're manifesting, right? Willpower, desire, belief. Okay. And we talked about the belief and reinforcing it with mantras and kind of creating that subconscious shift. But we really believe that the most important part of this is belief, right? So once you believe that you deserve, once you've created those mantras and you believe that you are a connector, you are surrendering, this is when you're really going to start living in alignment and feeling that flow. I always know when I'm like living my most authentic self because everything becomes so much easier, right? Like it's just this easy flow where things happen.
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels right.
Yeah.
And I think that visualizing, if you can visualize yourself doing whatever it is that you want to do, visualize all those details. That is what is super important.
Yes.
You can think of an example. So for me, if it's connecting, like visualize myself at that event or meeting new people and how that feels, being aligned with my intentions or whatever that might be. My vision board, I think about that all the time. I've actually gone back to it almost every day this week, and I've been doodling almost in it. So over this last year, creativity has been something that I didn't really know I had. Art's not something I've really enjoyed, but coloring, I've been coloring a lot and just adding color or doodles. And so going back to my vision board and doing some of those things has been really powerful.
Yes. And I think the important thing or an important takeaway from that is that the details are not in the intentions that you're setting or the word. The details are in the visualization. So like another example would be if you're wanting to be a world traveler or travel more this next year, visualize, you in Maui with a drink in your hand, feet in the sand,
Sun.
The taste of the drink, the salt in the air, the sun on your, like, it is so important in this step in this process at this point to visualize and in every detail you can, because again, it's going to rewire your brain and create that shift, right?
I think she just said we're going to Maui. Did you guys catch that? I think we're going to Maui.
I think that's a great goal. All right. So just understanding, manifesting is easy. You're inspired by doing it, and it's a journey, right? It's a journey, not a destination. You're gonna wake up and you're not gonna want to do something a certain day, and you're not gonna beat yourself up over that, right? This is not goal setting, and I didn't not eat my 20 grams of protein or whatever today. It's a journey, and we're gonna fail. We're gonna have to pick up the pieces and get back up, and that's okay. Like, it's about progress over perfection, right?
Lots of grace.
Yes.
Surround yourself with those positive people and positive environments, because that does make all the difference.
Absolutely.
So
recapping today, we are working on manifesting our most authentic self. We're going to set a word or a couple words that we want to focus on. We are going to create some inspired action through our intentions. We are going to have those mantras, put those on our mirrors, write those down in our journals at the beginning of the day. And then we are going to take inspired action. We are going to try to take inspired action every day and be surrounded by people that are going to light us up and help to support us on that journey. Anything else you can think of that I missed?
I think you covered it. You're awesome at that. And remember, you're the best.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We ask that you share. You never know who could use a friendly word.
Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Radiate Light LLC, Moving Mountains Des Moines, and just hit like, share, subscribe. There is probably someone that could use the words that we shared today.
Our goal is to engage you in the work that we're doing, enlighten you with the words that we're sharing, and to inspire you to go out and be a better person. You're the best.
Thank you for watching.
The Did She Just Say Chakra podcast and content posted is solely for general, informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. The use of information on this podcast or materials linked from this podcast or website is at the user's own risk. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional diagnosis or treatment.